Hello and welcome back to everyone, Wrestling, and to another edition of AEW Dynamite Out of 10. And yeah, it is a big episode of the show today because we've got Jungle Jack looking to dethrone the national champion Ricochet, Hangman Page challenging Mark Davis in two big matches, MJF against Brody King, and Kenny Omega versus Andrade El Idolo. So a stacked show. And we kick things off with the Death Riders versus the Callis family. The match started off with shows of strengths as Klon caught Pac off guard with his athleticism, while Mox and Takeshita exchanged early even strikes. The action continued to swing back and forth until Mox fought off the Raging Fire. Then he and Daniel Garcia combined for the Dragon Slayer stomp combination for a near fall on the Alpha. Takeshita fought back with the help of Josh Alexander and Klon, finishing Garcia off with a power drive knee and Raging Fire. This was an interesting trios match because while many of the competitors fought, the significant assemblage of talent had not fought in trios action with each other before. It was crisp and consistent action, never dragging with the various competitors at the helm. Garcia got the best spotlight for the Death Riders, fighting hard to stay in the fight before Takeshita finally kept him down. The Alpha is the obvious focus of the contest as a whole, picking up another win on his road to the Continental title. He and Mox both look strong going into this and could both win, which is the best way to present a big title match. I'll get a 6 out of 10. We then got Timeless Tony and Orange Cassidy versus Jordan Oasis and Brittany Brooks. And yeah, Oasis tried to test the striking power of Orange, who went early, who went light on him. The action ramped up as Storm laid out Brooks with a tornado DDT out the corner, followed by a hip attack and freshly squeezed Orange punch to Oasis for the win. Cassidy and Storm both wondered if they made a mistake challenging Uther and Shafir to a hair versus hair match, but the Timeless one promised victory. A silly squash, but Oasis did his best to stand out with limited time. The goal was to give Cassidy and Storm a win ahead of Grand Slam, which it did, and shone a light on them. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. And yeah, it's odd not to see Marina Shirakawa as much recently, but we'll see where it goes. 5 out of 10. Before we got Hangman versus Mark Davis, Hangman found a physical rival in Davis, who pushed him more than anyone could have expected. The Aussie nearly knocked out the Cowboy with a rebound lariat. Hangman took the best shots of Davis and stayed in the action, winning with a tombstone on the ramp, followed by a buckshot lariat in a win. Afterwards, Hangman hoped for a collision with Kenny Omega next week, then threatened to stomp the children out of MJF's tiny little balls. This was not a match planned weeks in advance, coming together due to injuries to Samoa Joe and Doyle last week, but both men made the most of the time. It was a bruising battle of big strikes where the Cowboy made Davis look as anyone he's faced. This is important since he's likely without a primary tag partner. The Cowboy won cleanly and established why he would be the one to face Andrade at Grand Slam despite El Idolo defeating stronger competition. And yeah, moving on to that, against Kenny, he dominated the action early on against Cleaner, but Omega showed his endurance battling through the pain. 2 snapdragon suplexes set up a top rate one-winged angel, but Andrade reversed it into a powerbomb and double underhook DDT for near falls. The running corner knees from El Idolo nearly got the win as well. After a back and forth strike, Andrade turned a V-trigger attempt into a back elbow smash. Canaston threw a screwdriver for El Idolo. Swerve arrived to take it away, but Aubrey Edwards got in Omega's face and missed the low blow, setting up the DM for Andrade to win. Afterwards, Omega and Swerve argued until they brawled, barely broken up by security. A wild affair between two of the best wrestlers in the world, saying it's the best contest yet. But it feels like these two have more together. They flowed through high impact and high speed counters, delivering the kind of dream match fans would hope to see from both men. At times, though, they were not smoothly connecting on the offense, making it feel more choreographed than typical for either man. The finish was a shock, but a good one. These three will need to wait to fight MJF, including Omega, who looks to be on a collision with Swerve. Assuming a cleaners challenge is not just a one-off, this is a great build for Omega, showing he's not quite ready for what he thought he was. Swerve v Omega would be a great match, and Andrade suddenly one step away from facing MJF at Revolution. No matter what result, Hangman versus Andrade is going to be a big selling point for Grand Slam, so 7 out of 10 from me. We then got the women's tag eliminator, the Babes of Wrath defending against Mega Bad. Bane and Forth caught the champions off guard to start with a quick tag and double attack, and the men's ledge continued throughout. Widow fought back with a pounce on the Mega Sis. The Wrath took down both women with DDTs at the same time. Ford, though, took out Widow with a flat iron, and Mega Bad sealed the win over with a Doomsday device on Harley. This was a good sprint, but clearly both teams were holding something back for the rematch in Australia. The Eliminator format was a smart way to sell while Bane and Ford so quickly got a title opportunity, and they could very well take the gold. Willow's TBS Championship reign has been overshadowed so far by the tag title reign, and Mega Bad, a worthy heel successor to carry the gold forward. Bane and Ford get the best of each other and look like the best tag team in the division since Superbad's return. So yeah, I'll go with 6 out of 10. Moving on then to Ricochet against Jack Perry for the National Championship, and Ricochet took the fight to him for the start, as he did so often on his own without Bishop, Khan or Leona. When Jungle Jack refused to stay down and one and only used the National Championship to distract ref Rick Knox from a low blow, Perry caught the leg and began a wild back and forth. They ended with Jungle Jack on top of Ricochet with a snare trap. GOA arrived to uneven the odds when it looked like Ricochet was out. Leona pulled the one and only to the right. The Young Bucks attacked GOA and carried them away. In the chaos, Ricochet sent Jack into the championship face first, followed by Versco to win. A highly competitive battle for the national championship where both men looked like worthy champions. Ricochet cheated to win, but he also had answers to most of Jungle Jack's offense in some of the best sequences. The cheat win could set up a third contest, but yeah, be interesting to see where it goes from here. I'll give it 7 out of 10. Moving on into the main event, MJF v Brody King in an eliminator. As the bell rang, Hangman arrived. MJF walked into position for a King Sleeper hold off the ropes, and the Hound of Hell followed up with a cannonball and Gonzo Bob to steal the shockingly quick victory. Andrade attacked King from behind but made no impact. The Cowboy blasted Andrade with a buckshot only to walk into an MJF low blow. King took out MJF with another Gonzo Bomb to stand tall with the world title. This was more segment than match, but it did have an impact for result. It's the shortest loss of his entire career, showing exactly why he feared King, and the distraction gave the Hound of Hell the opening, meaning he'll challenge at Grand Slam Australia. With a rematch just 10 days away, I think it's good to preserve it by having it not last too long. While King has not worked a competitive singles match in a while, he's done so many times in the past, so this is about selling his credibility. I'll give it 7 out of 10. Overall, Dynamite this week gets a 6 out of 10 from me. It's a tightly composed Dynamite, setting the card for Grand Slam. The unofficial World Title Tournament has reached its final form as Hangman versus Andrade is number one contenders match, and MJF v Brody King is there. Omega delivered the match of the night, and yeah, hope to see him as Swerve soon. And the women's tag match sets up something nice to come as well. So yeah, it's nice for AEW to feature more talent, and I think the card is set for a very good Grand Slam. That's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, follow us on our socials, link in the description below for daily wrestling news, meme and content. Subscribe to our other channels on screen right now, that'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.